Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to hook up a 220 voltmeter. This is the 220 plug that I decided to use because it's cheap. You can get them at your local hardware store. So now with this, the bare wire is the ground and the black and the white wire are both positive. There you can see the plug. I just ordered that offline. And then the gauge is just a cheap, I think $5 or $7 gauge. I'll pull it out and show everyone. You can see there's really nothing to it. 4 plug-ins. 2 of them are the actual reader itself. And then you have the other 2, which are both hot wires. There's no ground on this gauge. The gauge is literally a meter, and it just measures how much is going through everything. So there is no ground wires whatsoever. And that's just a regular outlet box. I just took pliers and peeled the inside of one screw off. And that's enough for me to just part way clip that black thing, the gauge, in there. And that's good enough for me. I don't have to be fancy. It's an electrical box, so it's essentially legal. Just feed them wires down. It doesn't matter which one goes to which, because it's literally this is going to be reading your wattage. So it just snaps right in there. And then I'll hook this one of the wires to the black terminal. Whenever you hook these up, you always want to make sure you wrap the wire the same way you're turning the screw to tighten it. Because if you wrap it counterclockwise, it will unravel when you go to tighten the screw. So you always want to wrap your wires clockwise. It goes around the wire the same way the clock turns. And in that way, you will always have your wires on right. You can see there when I try to tighten it up, it tries to pull it more up underneath. So you just put your thumb on it, hold it, and give it a good crank. And be sure not to strip the screws out. They are just brass. I'll spin it around and just hook that wire to the other wire. Like I said, there is no ground wires. This is literally a gauge. Basically the same thing as putting a fuel filter on a car. Only there's no liquid, of course, but it just goes basically in line. You're just tapping that in so it can register and measure what's already there. So there's no ground wire. It's really simple. Once you've done it a couple of times, it's nothing to it. It's just getting the nerve up to do it. And of course, I turned all the power off and everything before you ever want to start. You would definitely want to turn the power off, because I'm not a licensed electrician by any means. I live in the middle of the woods in West Virginia. So there is no code. I mean, I guess there is in city limits, but I wired this whole house. So don't really have too much to worry about. And for the people that are trying to say that maybe it's not 220 because my wire is not big enough, this is only a 20 amp 220 circuit. So you can use the 12-2 wire. But now it takes up a double breaker. It's only 20 amps, so it's actually 2 10 amp breakers together. It's just a special breaker you buy, and it has 2 positives coming off, and it takes up 2 slots in your breaker box. So as long as you have the extra slots in your breaker box and 12-2 wire, you could actually, you could run 220 into wherever you want, as long as you have the yellow 12-2 wire. And that's why I'm running my rigs off of the 220, because as you'll see here in a minute, whenever I turn it on, that if you run 220, it takes a lot less amps to work whatever you're working, because it's got so much voltage, it doesn't have to have super high amps. So I'm actually saving like 30% on my electric bill just for my computers. I was paying upwards of $800 a month for 1 gigahash, 1,000 megahashes, what these rigs will push. And I was paying right at $800 a month, and now I'm only paying a little over $5. So that's almost $300 a month that I'm saving by converting to 220. And I'm going to do an updated video on running 220. So be sure and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Here I'm just clipping the little gauge thing on. You make sure you get one that you can open and close, because you don't want to have to unwire everything because you just forgot to slide that on. And any minute I should kick the breaker on. You'll see everything power up. There it is. See, everything's hooked up right. Plug in the rig. Watch my electric meter go crazy. So there you have it, folks. That's how you hook up a watt meter gauge. I had to turn the light out. For some reason, whenever I edited it, you can see the numbers, but once I upload it, you can't see the numbers. So I hope they're there. It says 2,085 volts, 2,086 watts at 236 volts at 8.89 amps. And that's how you do it. Simple and easy. As long as you're safe while you're working. I'm going to step back and show you my rig. It's a 12 card RX 580 rig, which I have a couple of them. I bought all these cards back in 2019. They've been mining ever since. I'm going to do another video here soon showcasing all my rigs. Let you guys take a look at everything. The hard drives and everything they're running. I guess the SSDs and everything they're running. And I'll clue you in on all my secrets. I want to thank you all for watching till the end. Thank you, and everybody be safe out there. Till the next time.